The message came through while I was in a meeting, my phone vibrating softly against the table. I glanced down without thinking, expecting something ordinary, maybe a reminder or a question about dinner. Instead, I read the words that would quietly detonate my life. In few days, I'll dump him and get all money. For a split second, my brain refused to process it. Then I saw the name at the top of the screen. My wife. And in that instant, I understood something she didn't realize yet. The message was never meant for me. I didn't react right away. I didn't storm out or call her in a rage. I sat there nodding as if I was still listening to my colleagues, while my chest felt hollow. My wife thought I was someone else. Worse, she thought I was a fool she could use, discard, and strip clean without consequence. The calm that settled over me wasn't peace. It was clarity. That night, I came home like nothing was wrong. I kissed her forehead, asked about her day, ate the dinner she cooked. She chatted easily, smiling, completely unaware that her secret had already escaped. I studied her in a way I never had before, noticing how practiced her affection was, how selective her honesty had become. When she fell asleep beside me, I stayed awake, staring into the dark, replaying that message again and again until it lost its shock and turned into resolve. The next morning, I replied to the message. Not as myself, but exactly as the person she thought she was texting. I kept it short, reassuring, playing along. She responded quickly, confident and careless. Over the next few days, I watched her juggle her lies effortlessly, moving between two versions of herself. One was the devoted wife. The other was calculating, impatient, already counting money that wasn't hers yet. I started preparing quietly. I gathered documents, bank statements, messages, everything she had never bothered to hide properly because she thought I was blind. I spoke to a lawyer during lunch breaks, learning how fragile her plan really was. Each step made me calmer, more focused. Revenge, I learned, doesn't always need anger. Sometimes it just needs patience. She became more affectionate as the days passed, almost sweet. She talked about future plans, vacations, investments. Every word felt rehearsed. I realized she wasn't just cheating on me emotionally or physically. She was cheating on our entire history, rewriting it to suit her exit strategy. And still, she had no idea I was watching the whole performance from the front row. The night before she planned to dump him, she suggested we go out to celebrate. She didn't specify what we were celebrating. I smiled and agreed. Over dinner, she held my hand and told me how lucky she felt to have me. I nodded, thinking about the message on my phone, thinking about how close she was to the edge of her own trap. The next day, I acted first. While she was at work, I changed the locks, froze the joint accounts, and left copies of everything on the kitchen table. On top of the stack, I placed my phone, open to the message she had mistakenly sent me. I didn't leave a note. I didn't need to. The truth was louder than anything I could have written. When she came home, my phone exploded with calls and messages. Confusion turned into panic, then into anger. She accused me of spying, of betrayal, of ruining everything. I didn't answer. I let her sit with the reality she had tried so hard to avoid. Later, through lawyers, through controlled conversations stripped of emotion, she learned the full extent of her mistake. There would be no money grab, no clean escape, just consequences. The divorce process was brutal, but brief. The evidence spoke clearly. Friends who had quietly supported her drifted away when the truth surfaced. The man she planned to discard disappeared the moment things became complicated. In the end, she stood alone, furious and embarrassed, facing a version of herself she never thought she'd have to confront. People ask me now if I enjoyed the revenge. The honest answer is complicated. There was satisfaction, yes, but not the loud kind. It was quiet, heavy, and strangely sad. I didn't win anything I wanted. I just refused to lose everything I deserved. What stayed with me wasn't triumph, but a deep understanding of how easily love can be mistaken for loyalty, and how dangerous it is to underestimate someone who has finally stopped pretending. Sometimes I still think about that first moment, reading the message that wasn't meant for me. It felt like the end of something, and it was. But it was also the beginning of a version of my life that belonged to me alone. She planned to dump me and take everything. Instead, she taught me exactly how strong silence, patience, and truth can be when used at the right time.